everyone, it's Jen Coyle from HelloBrio.com. In this video, I'm going to teach you the 8 basic strokes used to create brush lettering. So these strokes are going to show you how to form letters in other videos, but these 8 basic strokes follow the same principles as brush lettering, where every downstroke is going to have a really hard pressure, and then each upstroke is going to have light pressure. All the downstrokes that we create are going to follow the same angle. And underneath this piece of paper, I have my calligraphy guide that you may or may not be able to see through my paper. But this just really helps create a nice consistent downward stroke so that you can practice and accelerate your brush lettering skills faster. This will just help create muscle memory for you. So this first stroke is the downward stroke. This is just a simple downward stroke that follows the angle along the paper behind it. You notice that it's all consistent downward pressure. And if I change over to my upward stroke, you can see that it's light pressure, very, very light pressure, kind of a hairline stroke. So that is what really makes brush lettering beautiful, is the difference between the heavy downstrokes and the light upstrokes. The third stroke is the curve under. So what that does is starts out heavy and then curves under to a light stroke, to a light upward stroke. So you have a smooth transition between your heavy stroke and your light upstroke. You want to make sure that when you're transitioning from a thicker stroke to a thinner stroke or vice versa, that you have a really good smooth transition. And this will come with practice. Similarly, we have the curve over stroke, which starts out light and then transitions into a heavy downward pressure stroke. The paper that I'm using is called the Rhodia Dot Pad. It's really smooth paper. It's my favorite paper to letter on. And the pens I'm using are the Pentel Feud Touch sign pens, which have a nice soft brush tip, and they're going to come in a lot of different colors. The next basic stroke is the oval. This is probably the most complex one to master because it involves having your pen start at light pressure, then transitions into stronger downward pressure, and then transitions back up to light pressure. So what you do is start at about the 1 o'clock, which is here, and then you move in a counterclockwise motion to complete the oval. You'll notice that when I create the oval, it's following that same angle that the other letters are following, so you get that really nice consistent downward stroke look. It can be difficult to get used to transitioning from light to heavy to light again, but just go ahead and keep practicing, and before you know it, you'll be able to create these seamlessly. Another complex stroke is the curve over under. So this is a combination of the curve over and the curve under, but it's within one stroke. So you have a light upward pressure, a heavy downward pressure, and then it transitions back into light pressure. You can see how the downward strokes still follow that angle, making all your downward strokes really beautiful and following that angle. Now so far we've had just 2 guidelines. We have the X height and the baseline. But when you're creating brush lettering, there are actually 4 guidelines that you need to follow. So for these next strokes, I'm going to show you these. We have these 4 guidelines. So we have the X height, the baseline, the ascender, and then the descender. So the 6th stroke I'm going to show you is called the ascender loop. So what this does is starts at the X line, transitions the light upwards, and then you transition into a downward heavy stroke. So this is the ascender loop. You want to make sure that your downward stroke is full pressure and is also following that angle. Get a nice consistent angle. Then we have the reverse of that, which is the descender loop. It starts off heavy at the X line, moves down to the descender line, then transitions into a smooth upward light stroke. You'll see that this upward stroke crosses about at the baseline. These 8 basic strokes are perfect for every time you start a new brush lettering session or you're starting a new pen or a new style. It just helps you get used to using a new pen, and it can help you improve your brush lettering a lot faster. So make sure you run through these drills every time you start a new session. And I recommend when you're doing your drills to start with a blank sheet and go completely from left to right with these drills back to back. In other videos, I'm going to show you how to transform these 8 basic strokes so that you have your letter forms, and then I'm going to show you joins as well, so make sure to check out other videos in this brush lettering series. For more information on brush lettering, including materials, guides, anatomy, make sure to check out my ebook, Getting Started with Brush Lettering. The link will be in the description below. Thanks for watching.